John Adams is seen as one of the few men who influenced the American Revolution as civilian politicians and diplomats rather than as soldiers and sailors. According to Michael Lee Lanning, Adams's quill, pen and ink greatly influenced the start of the American Revolution and the Treaty of Paris that it ended. Adams served in the Second Continental Congress and helped produce the Declaration of Independence, although much of the writing was left to Thomas Jefferson. Adams was also a supporter of selecting George Washington as the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. John Adams was also the second person to give the vote of support to declare independence from Great Britain on June 7, 1776, so his support for the movement commenced very early. John Adams undertook a range of actions to assist in the building of the new order in America. He occupied the role of diplomat to Europe, living in both France and the Netherlands, which he also did for some years during the War of Independence. His 2 blocks of time in Europe were firstly, to secure a military alliance with the French, and then secondly, to seek financial support from the Dutch. It was at the end of the war that Adams led the American delegation in 1783 to work on the negotiation and brokering of the Treaty of Paris. Once this was settled, Adams was dispatched to Great Britain to become the American ambassador there from 1785 onwards. Adams wrote a 3-volume study titled Defense of the Constitution of the United States, and while this remained unpublished, it was often cited in the US Constitution Convention of 1787. During the debate around the draft Constitution following the Philadelphia Convention of 1787, Adams was a strong supporter of the Federalist camp, expressing his endorsement for the draft Constitution. Adams finally returned to America from Britain in 1788 in time to witness the ratification of the Constitution, a development he had enthusiastically supported from London. Having thrown his support and reputation behind the Constitution, once it was ratified, he then ran for the position of President against George Washington, but was defeated, as Washington was unanimously voted into office by the Electoral College. With the appointment and inauguration of Washington to the presidency of the United States in 1789, John Adams became the first vice president, a position which Adams described to his wife Abigail as the most insignificant office that ever was the invention of man contrived or his imagination conceived. Adams did become the second president of the United States in 1797 when Washington decided not to run for the position for a 3rd time. A fun fact for you, John Adams died on the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July 1826, only a few hours after Thomas Jefferson, who died on the same auspicious day.